Yeah, I kind of noticed it felt like there was a change. What did you do different this time?
Just the invitations, they changed just the settings in the back end.
Did you press the wrong button?
We went to the wrong place.
Yeah, well, hopefully it just lets them come in, right? Just
Yeah.
organically.
That's one of the things that we had issues with a couple weeks ago.
Oh,
We were
got it.
using the Zoom webinar feature, and you know how Zoom builds up the link in the back end.
Yeah, they
Some
do.
people complained that they couldn't access the webinar, and we had a few issues with that. Let's just give them another couple minutes, and then we'll get started.
Tristan, so how's Malibu right now? How's the weather over there?
It's pretty nice. I think we're about like 76.
Damn.
It looks like 76. It's nice.
Yeah. Versus what's happening in Florida, huh?
I mean, that sucks. That sucks a lot. Look, we have fires. They have
Earthquakes.
Storms.
uh, earthquakes. Yeah, a
Yeah, we had a big one just what, a few weeks ago?
little bit ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's,
well, it's all good.
we all have our own thing, and then we're all dealing with insurance, right?
Oh yeah. You know, it's funny. We talked about the insurance. We had a meeting that as soon as you open escrow, that lender better be ordering insurance. Like as soon as like you get a listing, and before you go to that listing, you better order your prelim. Right? Don't go to
It's
the listing without that. It's the same thing now. Hey man, order insurance before we go home shopping. It's tough.
so true. It's tough, man. It's tough. I did a short video on that. Um, Let me check. It was like I think it was last week. And you never know where they're gonna perform best. But it
Hmm.
was on buying property, and the very first thing you need to do is checking your to make sure you got insurance. It didn't do too bad on Facebook. It got 27,000 views on Facebook. That's pretty good.
And that's pretty good audience right there.
Yeah, on Facebook too. I'm like, what's going on?
I feel like everybody's shifting to IG now, huh? IG videos.
You'd be surprised still the number one most visited, and here are the top five. Well, you know what? Before I tell you, it's always changing. Let me check right now.
Mhm.
Uh Wiki most visited websites in the world. Let's see what we've got. See if it's changed, okay? Because it goes back and forth. Oh yeah, it did change a little bit. But number one, Google. Number two, YouTube, still the same. Number three, Facebook, still the same.
Wow.
Number four, Instagram. Number five, here's the one that changed. It's WhatsApp, but it was X the previous month. So
Oh,
Hmm.
interesting.
I think X goes up and down. It's usually the top five are usually Google, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and X. Those are the top five almost every time. And and so when you look at it, I think people don't realize how number one how high up there Facebook is and how it keeps growing. And I think the number two is that YouTube is so wide in age group in popularity. Um, so yeah, we keep doing well on both. So I love those, man.
All right, so with that segue, why don't we start our meeting today? We got a few people join us already. We are being live streamed on our Real Closers Facebook group. We're gonna record this, or it's already being recorded. So for those of you watching this on the replay, drop your comments. Ask questions. For those of you who are joining us live right now in the group, ask questions, guys. Take advantage of Tristan. It took us quite a bit to get Tristan today on this call. So take advantage of that you have him here live. He's going to answer all your questions. And Tristan, why don't we start with just a quick introduction? I know you don't need an introduction. That's why we have so many people register for this live webinar today. But why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? Tell us about why someone should listen to you.
Yeah, great. I've been in real estate since 2004 out of college and went to law school and real estate. Decided real estate was much better. And then the market tanked. And then I wished that I would have stayed in law school. But it was too late at that point. I was like, I'm all in. Let's keep continuing. So I've done all the old school stuff, and that's how I discovered the new stuff, which was, door knocking, cold calling, expireds for sale by owners, and I love all those things. My background's in telemarketing. And then I shifted into online leads because at the time, 07, 08, the other stuff wasn't working for me. That's how I discovered online, SEO, and then Zillow, Realtor.com. And then social media started taking over and it started popping its head. It's like, what is this? How do I do this? Right. And then I jumped into that, and then it started growing a whole different world. And then we just happened to be at the right time, at the right place, doing the things that mattered, I guess. And and then from there, it opened up all the other doors to connect with Facebook, which I consulted Facebook and Instagram for 4 years and directly. So then I introduced them to the real estate world and connected them to all the big companies. And then we, from there, started sitting on different boards of tech companies and real estate companies, and then started getting offered equity, and then it just started growing from there, man. So it's just been a fun ride, and still doing real estate. In fact, right before this, I was prospecting live in my database to our audience, which was fun.
Nice. Nice. So that
That
means you're
is,
still in the game.
Yeah.
yeah. So you don't get to chill no more. You're still in the front.
Yeah, man, I'm still listen, I think that's part of chilling though. I think people confuse chilling with like, hey, I'm gonna chill, I'm gonna lay back, collect the checks. I'm like, no, 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 you don't ever get to do that. The moment you start doing that, you're checked out. Like you have no clue what's happening in this world. If you want to remain relevant, if you want to connect with the audience that you want to connect to, you've got to be doing what they're doing, right? And that's what we're doing, all of us, right? So
Yeah, absolutely. What do you think it's the best platform right now to stay relevant?
there is no best platform as long as you're in the top, I would say top five. It really depends where you have your audience right now and where you gravitate to. If you have no consistency at all, I would say start with either YouTube or Facebook. Those would be the two that I would say start with. And here are the number one reasons. YouTube is the number two most visited website in the world. Number one's Google, and Google owns YouTube for now. Let's see what happens with the lawsuits, right? They might split those two apart. But for now, it's owned by Google. And the wide range of people who visit it, when you take a look at the analytics, you've got people that are like in their 90s still going on YouTube's like, how do I change this, right? And then you've got like the 5-year-olds and the 4-year-olds watching their TV shows and stuff like unboxing, right? And everyone in between. And I think the key category to this is that attention is really what YouTube captures really well. And they know it. In fact, more people are watching YouTube videos over Netflix. And because they know that, they're changing the way the long form videos, they just announced this last week. They're changing the way long form videos are now uploaded and seen by the consumer. So they're going to give you the options to have seasons, like straight out, it's going to look just like Netflix. Seasons, episodes, and you're going to be watching it just like you're watching Netflix, man, which to me is amazing and cool, which means that if I'm paying attention to this as a content creator, as a real estate agent, content creator, I'm going to have to start looking at, well, do I want to make season 1 of Malibu? Yeah, here in Malibu. Do I want to make like what episode theme them, right? How am I going to show up long form video? And then on top of that, they just announced that you're going to be able to do 3-minute videos on YouTube Shorts. And the
Wow.
reason that YouTube remains so significant and has like grasp over everything else is because content creators drive the channel. They drive YouTube. They get paid extremely well over any other platform. That means they're going to continually show up, right? That means they're going to remain relevant at every level, right? That means older, like boomers, middle, Gen X, millennials, Z, and Y. Any content creator on any of those are going to get paid well. That means you're always going to have better and better quality content. Nobody can beat them right now unless they turn that around. You look at the exact same video uploaded on TikTok and YouTube like dramatically pays more than TikTok, not even close. And that's why YouTube's going to continue to win. So for me, YouTube's number one, then Facebook, if you are nowhere. But if you're somewhere, like, dude, if you're already on Instagram, don't try to go and start something brand new on TikTok. Stick to Instagram, figure it out. And this is what I would say. I would say, you're not doing enough. You think you're doing enough, but you're wrong. You're wrong. You're not. It's just like if somebody says, Tristan, I've been doing open houses and I'm just like, I'm doing 2 a week and nothing. I'm like, great, you're not doing enough. Have you tried 30 in 30 days? But how do I do that? I can't do that. I'm like, you're right. You can't do it because you're telling yourself you can't do it. I've done it 30 in 30 days and we actually get transactions. We get clients. What about 100 in 100 days? I think what you start doing is when you challenge yourself to do things that you're not hearing other people do, you're like, wait a second, how do I figure this out? How do I actually do this? So when you're looking at Instagram and you're not doing enough, you're like, well, what do I need to do enough of? Do I need to focus on reels? Because on Instagram, you've got stories, you've got the feed, you've got reels, you've got live, you've got messenger chat, right? And then on top of messenger chat and the comments, you also got ManyChat that you can add to it, right? There's so much you can do there. And people are like, well, where do I start? Well, start with posting. And if you're serious, you're at least going to be doing this once a day, at least. If you're already doing one a day, then why not try 3, 5, 6, 7 a day? Because you're compressing the learning. And I think that's what people forget. It's like you're not doing it for them. Initially, you're doing it for you. So you can go back and say, okay, got it. I did 60 short videos, reels in 30 days. Let's go back because it looked like day 7. This one did pretty well, like tripled the amount of normal views. I wonder why. Let's go take a look. What did I do? What can I duplicate? And video number like 32, that got me somebody asking you a question about real estate. How'd that happen? Right? And so that's one. The other piece is you're also not doing enough research. Like if you really want to go all in on Instagram, I'd itemize on a Google Doc and put who do you want to follow that's your style. That means you're going to have to go on Instagram and be like, oh, I like this person. What are they doing? I'm going to save that one on my Google Doc. I'll look at it later. Ooh, I like this person. They don't have to be in real estate. The point is you're getting ideas of good storytelling and or maybe strategies, and then you'll discover what they're doing and how you can add it to yours. It's a whole plan, man, but I can tell you that you're not doing enough. Not you, but everyone listening in. You're just not. I'm not doing enough. I already know. Like I wake up in the morning and I feel like I'm falling behind every day. It's like, how do I catch up, man? So
You know what happens sometimes, Tristan? It's so funny you say that. A lot of people, I think they worry about what the way they look. I think that's what holds them back. That's number one. And the baby boomers that are in real estate, oh, I'm too old for this, right? I don't know how to use technology.
yeah.
That's what I hear. But like you're right, you just gotta be posting all the time, and sometimes you gotta post stuff that has nothing to do with real estate. The last time I posted my son crawling, and I got 10,000 views of him just crawling on the floor, versus me in front of a nice house saying, "Hey, this one's coming up on the market." So
yeah, I think it's you're right, man. It's removing that part of the ego, right? Because I think we think that other people will care how we look when they don't. They already know how you look, right? They already know how I look, right? I eat too many donuts and I love cake. What can I say? Like I'm not gonna surprise people by being on camera too and be like, oh, Tristan,
and I'm
need to work out a little more.
And Tristan, I'm on the tea diet, the tacos, tamales, tequila, tortas. Come on, I can't let go of that.
That is very funny. Yeah, and I think it's just what's going to help you break that down is you're going to just have to go a lot in fast. That's the only way, because you finally get comfortable with you, right? You get comfortable with your like, oh, got it, right?
I,
Good
I
point.
think too, another issue that I've seen, and I've talked to quite a few agents about, the next step is, all right, look, you gotta take baby steps, right? So that you get comfortable and you get consistent. The biggest issue that I've seen is they want to see results right away. And sometimes those results they expect to have closings.
Mm-hmm.
Like if they're investing time into building their brand, they want to see those results within like 3 to 6 months. Like they want to see actual closings from their activities that they have to do anyways. And I think because of that, they kind of quit, right? They quit.
Yeah, I think wrong expectations for prospecting in general will will mean that you're not going to make it through this whole thing, right? Because we can apply that to everything that we do in real estate. Like I'm going to make some calls, and I'm going to get one today. Nope, right? I just signed up for online leads. I'm going to get one today. Nope, right? Like this is a long-term game, and you're building relationships with people through video. And I think a lot of people forget that the brand that you're creating over a long period of time is you showing up consistently. And then people have to decide how they feel about you. Like, how do they feel about what you're saying? Are they connecting? Or what story are you telling that they're connecting with? Or what promise are you giving that they're connecting with? And and people think sometimes the brand's just the logo or the colors or what you wear or what you drive, right? To me, that's hilarious. I'm like, dude, come on. Stop putting that shit out there. Nobody cares. I think the important thing is how you show up. How do you make people feel? People want to see the real you. This is why you, Alfred, people love seeing your baby. Like that's part of it. We need to open up a lot more. And if we don't put enough out there, we'll never know what people actually connect with that we have to offer. That's the key.
What you said right there makes a lot of sense. And one of the questions that pops up all the time, right? Like when someone's starting to put their business out there through social media, let's take Facebook for example. They're like, oh, my Facebook profile is pretty personal, right? It's me.
Yeah.
I don't want to mix that with business, so I'm just going to create a different profile. And I think now Facebook allows you to do that.
Mhm.
And you want to create a business page, and I'm just going to focus my business on those pages in my profile, but my personal stuff is my own thing. I don't want to share that with anybody.
Mhm.
I mean, based on what you just said, it's like what Alfred said, right? You start to show yourself in front of people, and that's when you start to make an impact. That's when you start
Yeah.
to see results.
So there's no right answer for this, but I do believe what you're saying. I do believe that with AI, you're going to start getting humans to feel like it now matters more to see that part of you. I don't know that we're fully there yet, right? Because still companies can connect with a good audience as long as there's a representative there that connects well. But I tend to agree more with what you're saying than not, right? And sometimes people need help. Like, well, great. If I want to do both, how do I mix this up, right? How do I show up? What content do I create? And that used to be a tougher question to answer, but I think now with AI, you could really just type it into Gemini or Claude or ChatGPT and be like, hey, make me a 30-day calendar, right?
Yep.
And this is who I am, and this is how I want to show up, and it's for Instagram, right? So it's become a lot easier. I have this acronym that I created a few years back before AI came out. That simplified the process for business owners, so any business. And that was STAY. So you could circulate through STAY. You could circulate it through a day. Doesn't if you want to post 4 times a day, or every day you have S, then T, then A, then Y. And the key is S means you need to show up on video and sell me with a story. Start with a story, right? Like I remember one time, blah, 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 this happened, and man, I thought I was going to lose a client because I made a mistake, but it ended up being okay. And they ended up buying whatever it is, right? Story. Sell me with a story because people connect with stories, right? This the greatest salesman in the world will be a storyteller every single time. I didn't say that, it was Steve Jobs. And then you go to number 2, which is T, and that's teaching. I think we have so much knowledge, and then sometimes we just forget to put it out there, right? Like most people don't know what to expect in a home inspection. Most people don't know what to expect with escrow or title if you're in California, or with anything. Like, what does this even mean? But we've been through it so many times, and we don't put it out there enough, right? So teach, ST. And then A here is where you get the opportunity to showcase who you are. And I think this is where you have to think, what's my passion? What's my niche? And I'm going to ask you, Roberto, what do you think? What do you love doing on your spare time?
Playing with, my kids, taking them to sports,
Okay, I
spending
like
time.
that.
Yeah.
That's one. What else do you have any hobbies?
Uh, Play volleyball now.
Oh, you play volleyball. I like that. I like that. Do you have any other thing that you like to watch? Anything you like to watch or maybe
Uh, just
read?
movies. Spent time watching movies with my wife. We watch them maybe 5-10 minutes every day, every other day. But you know,
Okay. I like that. So those are 3 things. And then what do you like to eat?
oh, food. That's it.
Wait, what kind of food?
He's in the tea diet.
Those are the
Love me some Mexican food, tacos, and
Tacos, tequila, tortas, tamales.
I mean, that's a good. See, so those are 4 things that you would say probably passionate for, which means family. Show me what you're doing with your family, right? And maybe challenges you've had, or just wins, right? Or what are you doing, right? And then if you're playing volleyball, I want to know that you're playing volleyball because it'll connect me if I love volleyball to you, right? And then if you love spending time with your wife and watching 10 minutes, by the way, I do the same thing, like 10-minute here. I feel like I'm watching a movie, but it's a show. It's like how many episodes is this movie, right?
exactly.
So you would connect with me, right? Because the same thing. And then food, like you could talk about food all day long for me. For me, the food that I love is like you can't take me to a Mexican panaderia because I'll never leave, right? I'll pick like every single thing. My mouth is watering. It's terrible. Uh anyway, that's my weakness. So if you'd show that, right, I'd watch. And now you're mixing stuff with your normal things. So it's S, sell with a story, teach the things that you know about your business. A, are you giving advice about things you love that you're passionate about, right? That's the key right there. That's actually where you'll get more people. And then why? I need to see what you're doing. Just you. Just what are you spending your time on naturally? What are you what what are you doing? What are you watching? What are you chilling and doing? What are you reading? What are you thinking? And I think that one probably becomes the most difficult one.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
you look at the most successful people on social, right? And they're showing a lot of themselves, right? Think of the Kardashians, unfortunately, right? But you think of them, it's all about them, right? And people gravitate to people. It'll always be. This is why the core component to real estate are relationships. They're people. People follow people every single time. They can't take that away. And so that's STAY. And so if you can't discover it, if you do that for about consistently for about 30 days or so, you'll be like, oh, I got this. I now I'm seeing what people are gravitating to, right?
And I
So
Oh,
kind of like that, right, Alfred? Because I mean, I noticed, Alfred, you've been doing more of that lately, where these are things that you do regardless. Because a lot of people's issue is like, I don't have time for social media. But what you just described is like, hey, you do have time for other things that you're doing on a daily. Hey, all you have to do now is turn on the
show me.
camera. Exactly.
Yeah.
yeah, it's funny you say that as Tristan is talking. I can tell you why the reasons people don't do it because they probably think it's what I do is boring. I'm not gonna grab my audience attention, or it's
Yeah.
not sexy enough, right? I'm not a woman. I'm not gonna get that many views. If I do a little TikTok dance in front of the house, somebody's gonna call me, or everybody talks about it, right? Christian, a
Yep.
lot of people in real estate might say, "Ah, well, I'm not gonna do a video because Tristan just did one about home inspection, so why should I do one?" His
No.
audience is different than that person's audience, and
I
I
mean,
think,
forget the audience. Here's the key component to that. Your style, the way you do it is different. Your tone, right? How you talk, how you're saying it, your opinions, all of that matters, right? And then your audience. So you're right, Alfred, you were 100% right.
no, absolutely, and it's so funny. Here's what I was thinking, and I'm gonna tell it to you guys. I always see like, and all of us always see in around here, the guy getting off the fancy car, like Tristan said, taking off his glasses slowly, closing the door, walking into the house. I get it. You're trying to tell a story, but nobody cares. Like Trisha said, nobody cares what car you're driving. You're not gonna take your car inside the listing appointment. Nobody cares about that, right? That's what but you know what I would like to do, and I'm working on this. I would like to show the ugly side of real estate, and I would guarantee you I'll get more attention than that guy in that video.
Always, always. Nobody
He,
wants to see your wins. They want to see your losses.
yeah, like think about it. I go on Facebook, for example, and I watch their videos. There's always gun violence, Sinaloa cartel. Those things have hundreds and thousands of views. But then I go see an old lady getting help across the street. It only has 10 views. It's crazy how us humans navigate to negativity, right? So, but other than that, I want to go back to our real estate conversation. I'm always thinking like, what? How come I can't see that guy being told off by that expired guy in the other line? They're always putting that little short part. Okay, I'll see you at 10 o'clock tomorrow. Would you like me to bring Starbucks or Dutch Brothers? You only see that little part, but you don't see the whole what
So
happened
funny.
during the ring. So I'm gonna start putting more about that out there because a lot of times, Trishan, I think people get into our space because they see all these reality shows, right? Like $1 million listing and all this stuff. And you see these large deals happening within seconds. So you're thinking, oh, I'm gonna go get my license and everybody's gonna want to sell with me. And then you get punched in the face, and nope, that's not true.
Yeah.
Now you're here, right? You're not doing the basics. I always say go back to the basics. Like I love to door knock, but I should show other people that I still do it, right? I love to, first of all, I love to prospect. Like prospecting is my number one thing in the morning besides anything else. Besides working out, praying, and meditating, the most important thing is prospecting in the morning. You
Mm,
gotta prospect, right? And that could be anything, right? Trishan, it could be from doing a personal letter that you spoke to somebody, which I like doing after I talk to a homeowner. I like to send them a personal letter for thanking them for taking the time to speak with me, and I can't wait to meet them in the appointment. To jumping on Mojo and dialing 100 people in 1 hour, but it all comes down to like, hey, what are we doing and what are we not doing, right? And what are we showing? Are we showing up every day, or do we suffer? Or we all suffer here from EPS, empty pipeline syndrome. We're not
ha,
talking to enough. We're not talking to enough people. So what are
that's
we
right.
doing, right, JJ?
That's
So
right. That is the key.
yeah, so it's like you're right. I'm. Sometimes we don't document that because like this is gonna be. It's not good enough to show people, and sometimes people can relate to you just by doing something you don't like to do, and you do it.
Yeah, I think that so in running the live prospecting calls where I'm calling and people are listening to me and they're watching me text and email, the number one feedback I get on that is they're like, Tristan, you're not doing anything out of the ordinary. You're not having these crazy conversations, and you're getting so many calls through and people getting angry at you saying no, and it's so fucking boring. And we love it. And it's because it normalizes the hard. It's like this is what we do every day, and we show up every day, and it's not easy. We get beat down all the time. It's the same thing any arm of prospecting, right? And now in the world we're in, social media, if done right, is an arm to prospecting. Same.
Absolutely. And Trishan, how do you, because I'm gonna start doing that. I'm gonna challenge myself. When you're prospecting, on what platform are you streaming live, and what equipment are you using? Because I don't know right now. I know you
So,
have beautiful
yeah,
equipment. I seen your equipment.
I do it. I do it super easy. So I do it on Zoom.
Okay, you do it on Zoom.
I share my screen, and I'm either calling on Lofty or on Follow Up Boss, right? And I don't record it, number one, because then I have to record, I have to say, hey, you're on a recorded line. This is
Got
live,
it.
right? So in California, at least, right? So not recorded, and I'm never posting it anywhere, because if the numbers or the information isn't blocked and you upload it to YouTube, YouTube has a problem with that. They'll knock it out of the channel.
Mm.
We learned the hard way, all that. So I'm
So
simplifying it for you.
So you
Okay.
go, so you pretty much, and I'm writing this down. Thanks for sharing. So pretty much I log into my Zoom right now. This is Alfred. It's Monday, MMA
Yep.
Mondays, right? We're about to
Yep.
make calls. I log into my regular Zoom account, right? I just plug it in and I just copy the link and post it on Facebook and say I'm live.
That's well, don't do it live. Do it. I think people would need to jump into like the meeting, the Zoom meeting with you,
Mm,
so that you're not recorded, you're not streaming it anywhere. Let me show you. I'm going to, so Follow Up Boss has a blur feature. Brilliant, by the way, brilliant.
Oh, interesting.
I didn't know that. See?
I just turned it on. So now I'm on Follow Up Boss. You see, here's my database. This is one of our databases. We've got
Wow.
80,000 people in this one,
You
right?
Not
don't
enough
suffer
leads to
you don't
prospect, right?
suffer from EPS.
No,
Empty
no.
pipeline syndrome. Write that down,
Hell no,
guys.
it's the opposite. So what I typically do, let's say if I haven't called in a couple of days, I would go to last visit, and then I'd start with Bleecker Daniel, see 3 hours ago, right? It's a
Mm-hmm.
seller lead. So I go to Bleecker. I can see this, but you guys can't, right?
Correct.
So then I would just start. I'd be like, okay, where did I leave off? This belongs to my agent, Chris. I'm going to take a look at the notes. Not a lot of notes, right? Not a lot of notes, but I do know that it came from Z Buyer, and it just came in a little bit ago. Looks like Jacob on the team. He's one of our lead coordinators. He tried to reach out. There's a cash offer. So then I would I'd call up Bleecker. I'd be like, hey, Bleecker, it's Tristan. Listen, you requested a cash offer for your property. Are you looking to sell it to an investor? Is that what you're looking to do? And they're like, oh, well, yeah, at the right price. And then we go through that. And then everyone listens in. And people are like, if I get my teeth knocked out live, great, right? I'll try to save it. And if not, people will be like, wow, that was great. It was a great conversation. So, and then I go to the next one. And then let me show you. Then I go, boom, to M. Mendez. I check to make sure that we have a full name by their email. Sometimes they give their full name in the email. And then I go back. Luis already tried to reach out to them. This is a Malibu lead. Luis is my agent at Douglas Elliman. I have agents all over, right? Not just with Wire.
Correct.
I go all the way back and I take a look. Details. This one came in. Looks like they came in through Google AdWords. It looks like 90 days. That's their time of purchase. Oh, they own a home. This looks like a good lead, guys. Actually, hold on. Do you own a home? Yes. Pre-approved? Yes. Luis is on it. If he wasn't, I would give him a call. But the other thing is I take a look at here. Here, I know it's a Google AdWord. See, Google. And then I could take a look at their activity. For me, I'm going to expand on this, and I'm going to be like, what property did they look at? Well, they just came in. And we hooked them on a Google AdWord, Westlake Village condos for sale. They didn't even get to take a look at property, and Luis was on them already. But this one looks pretty good. And that's what I do. I just go through my whole database and we do it live. We don't record it, and I share my screen just like I showed you. And the cool thing is people are also watching me text them. So I call, then I text, and then I grab that text and I put it in the notes and I put it in the chat so people can see what I'm texting, because sometimes they want to use it or tweak it. Then I call back again, and then I email, and then I move on to the next one.
Do you use when you're prospecting on Follow Boss? Do you use their dialer, Trishan, or do you
No.
hand dial?
I hand dial everything, dude. I know
Okay.
some people are like, you don't use a dialer. I'm like, you know what happened? I'll tell you. It's a personal story. Okay.
Yeah.
I love the dialer, and I think it's amazing, by the way. But for me, because I come from a telemarketing background where at the age of 14 and a half to until I got into real estate, I was on dialers, like 3, 4, 5 dialers at a time. And it burned me out. Like I felt like I needed to just be on all the time because I didn't know who was going to pick up, right? And the moment I was able to just turn that off and then call one-on-one, I was so happy. I was like, let's just call one-on-one. I don't care how slow this is. I'm going to call one-on-one. But that's just a personal preference.
That is awesome. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, no, that's a little nugget. You never know what nuggets you're gonna get, right?
Yeah, man. That's the key. That's the key to this.
So it sounds like Robert is gonna be doing more videos now, right, Robert? You know, another thing I want to share with you guys is
I like how
Trishan,
you told Robert. Robert,
right?
listen, I've got a plan for you, Robert. You're going to be doing more videos.
Yeah,
No,
here's a
I'm gonna implement stay. I kind of got off social media a little bit. I did videos. A lot of these meetings get recorded, and then the team kind of splits it up into different videos. But just like Alfred said, whenever I post about my kids, taking them to their practice, or doing something silly, those get a lot more views. The other day I had like a 3-second video that I recorded my kid pointing at an airplane. We were by the In and Out at the LAX, planes fly like super close. And
Yeah.
that did so good, a lot of responses, a lot of views, some conversation started. And it's like what you just said right now, it's like stay, STAY. I think it's so important right now. And it's such a good framework that for those watching this live or watching on the recording, if you're not implementing, you are missing out. You're going to miss out on a lot of business over the next 3 to 6 months if you're not consistent with this framework. And yeah,
you know,
Alfred, I want to do a lot more video.
no, absolutely. Here's another little tool, guys. I just got 2 offers accepted just by using video. BombBomb. BombBomb is great. What I do, guys, is now if I'm gonna be submitting an offer, I have my lender in the video introducing herself with my offer in the email, and we do a little gift, to try to grab people's attention because money follows attention, right? So now if you guys try to implement your BombBomb video with your offer, now it puts a face to the name. Because now, like where we're at our office, when agents say, Alfred, I haven't got my listing accepted, I always ask, who's the agent? And if I know the agent, I pick up the phone and say, hey, brother, so-and-so is a good agent. Believe me, I'm putting my neck out there for them. Please accept their offer. Or what do I need to do to get my offer accepted?
I love that.
And I think it works great. That's actually how I met Felix at C21. I sent him an offer with our lender, and he showed it to his people at the office, and he talks about the story to this day. And that's how actually we met, just by video. Another thing, Trishan, is what I do, guys, is you know how if you send a video from iPhone to Android, it's blurry. But
Yeah.
if you use BombBomb and you send the video through BombBomb, it comes out in 4K, and people can also interact in the video and even start a chat in the BombBomb video.
Good point, buddy. Good point.
And here's another thing. I don't work for Bold Trail, aka KV Core, which I don't like that they changed the name. If you
Yeah,
give if you get it through through KV Core, actually you get a discounted price. Do they have that for Follow Boss? Since it integrates, Christian, do you know about that?
For integration for what specifically?
So when you get, I'm getting used to saying Bold Trail, but it's still KV Core.
Yeah.
In KV Core, there's services there in the CRM where you could get ringless voicemail, unlimited library of videos, et cetera, right? If you buy the bonbon through your CRM, you get a discount, and it automatically integrates all your video library, integrates with your CRM. Do they have that in Follow Boss, right?
Yeah, they do.
But there's no discount. There's no link from Follow Boss to take me to sync it with each other.
Well, there is here. I'm gonna show you here on the back end. If you go on Follow a Boss, what you have, so you have the power ups. That's how I did the blur mode, right? But
Okay,
if you
that's how you
go
did blur
here,
power ups. Okay, blur.
yeah, the power ups. There are other things that I can add here under, here we go, integrations. And then see how it's turned on, BombBomb, it's checked off.
Oh yeah, I
That,
see it there.
yeah, that means if I go to my clients and I've sent a BombBomb video, it'll show the video and it'll keep track of it. And here are all the other things that it integrates with easily. So, but yeah, that's one of them.
Nice. I remember the first time I saw BombBomb, and that was years ago, and how an agent was using it, different ways to get more business. And it goes back to the same thing we talked about today, right? Video, 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 video. You put yourself out there, you're putting your brand out there, and it's just one of those things that once you post a video on YouTube, it lives there forever,
That's
right?
another thing on YouTube. Here, I'll give you some ideas. I know that people often try to, let's go back. Let's just do it from scratch, guys. This will be a fun one. So I'm on Follow a Boss. Let me remove, because I'm going to forget. Let me remove blur mode. There. I want to just go to Google and let's say I want to talk about real estate to the consumer directly, right? So I want to do real estate news. This is the search that I do. So I want to go to real estate news and then let's see what pops up at the top. One day ago, that's relevant. Buying a house, real estate industry sounds the alarm about expensive risk. You know, I like that one. I have a feeling it's going to be about insurance. And I know because I did a video on insurance last week that performed really well. And I want to see what this is going to be. Buying a house is getting harder, really quick. Home insurance, it is. I knew it, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it over to, let's see what we could take it over to. I want to see if Gemini can do a good job with this. Done. Summarize this for a 5-minute YouTube video. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Let's see if it works here. Yeah, it didn't. So let's try Perplexity.
Gemini, you're fired.
So I know,
Right.
summarize this article for a 5-minute YouTube video. It's sometimes because the article puts a block on it, so we can't read it. So if that's the case, what I'll do is I'll just summarize it myself. Oh, there it is. Perplexity did it. So now I've got a really short video. I'm going to read it. I'm going to make sure. Let's see how it goes. The growing risk of title insurance fraud, number one, right? What is title insurance fraud? Rising threat. Key points, increasing fraud. Okay, so fraud on insurance, this has been a big problem. Interesting. I didn't expect it to go that route. I thought it was insurance on the other route, right? So let's say I wanted to do it here. I'd get the points. I'd be like, great. I'm going to talk about these. And now I'm going to go back to Google right there. And I'm going to type in real estate news. I liked Market Watch. I liked insurance. I'm going to type in just on Google just to show you. Now that I'm going to do home insurance or insurance, I'm going to be title insurance dangers when buying a home. Let's say we stay with that theme. I'm going to go now right here because Google is telling me what to do instead. It says, Tristan, your search was good, but ours is better. So what are the disadvantages of title? Now I have a title for my video, right? So now I would grab this. Maybe I'll expand it. I'll be like, okay, is this article any good? I'll take a look at it. But more importantly, I'm gonna add to this, and I'm gonna say, now the title of, hold on, title of this YouTube video is going to be in this, right? Boom. Please tweak the response.
I like how you are so kind to AI, please.
Yeah, I know, man.
I do that. I do that all the time too by inertia, I guess.
Right? It's weird. And then now it is. There it is. It simplified it for me. It even gave me 7 points. And I can guarantee you that when I do this on YouTube instead, 7 things you need to watch out for, that's a lot catchier than anything else. So now I've got my outline for my video, and this is exactly what I do on mine. This is our channel. I grab this news article, so I go here, right? Somebody sent this over to me. I summarized it. This one gave us 10,000 views. If I go to the analytics, I can take a look at reach, where it came from. This one made me $265. Not too bad. 120 subscribers.
Not too bad.
That's free
Listen,
money.
this can buy me approximately 3 docenas de tamales and a few other things.
And a gallon of champurrado. No.
Hey, that can pay for what? Let's say $20 a lead on Google AdWords.
Yeah, it could pay for a lot, guys. It could pay for a lot. But now we're looking at this, and it's like, oh, I understand. You're piecing it together, right? So we use a lot of those things that I showed you over here to be able to get to create this content here, right? So it matches what people are searching for on YouTube. And I do the same thing for TikTok. And like we got this one was on the IRS, but 1.6 million views, not bad. Real estate, 300,000 views, right?
Trishan, I never meant to ask you guys, both of you guys are smart. What app do you use to have that back thing in the back? You know how you have your face and then whatever is in the back? What is that called?
It's CapCut. And I'll show you right now how to do it. So probably, you know what? This is probably the #1 question I get when people watch those videos. And I'm going to show you how to do that right now.
You know, the theme of today's meeting was how to make money with video. And it's interesting that the intent was how to get more real estate business, right? But you're just showing us that even video, if it performs, you start getting paid from platforms like YouTube.
I make a few $1,000s a month just from videos. I'm like,
Trishan, now that we're talking about videos, is your kid still doing the candy one? Remember about yeah, see?
I remember that.
I
wish they were, man.
They stopped?
They stopped.
Oh man.
That was such a good one too. Let me see if I can connect my phone really quick so I can show you.
It's crazy that little kid, there's a little kid that my daughter follows. She's barely 7, the little Asian girl, and all she does is get 2 little dolls and talks.
Oh my God.
Makes millions of views. I'm like, holy moly. And it's just a little kid playing.
That's because little kids want to watch that. It makes sense, right?
Yeah.
It's exactly all right. You're gonna download CapCut. It's free. It's at the top up here.
CapCut.
Right next to Slack and Readwise. So
I see CapCut. There you go.
Yeah.
Got it. I'm downloading it right now. I'm taking action.
Perfect. Now I've got templates right here that are created. These are created by CapCut. So you're going to see me use these every once in a while. I have no control of what pops up here, so I can use any of them, which is great. Some of these are amazing. But for what we're doing, we're going to do something else. We're going to go on the left where it says edit, bottom left with the little scissors. When I click on there, right? You see, I have dude, I don't even know how many I have on this. I'm going to use this daily. So I'm going to go to the top right where it says expand. Right there, top right, expand. You see that? Boom. Then I'm going to go to camera. You see 2 down, it says camera. Click on camera. Now, that's me. Now you see where it says effects on the top, on the bottom left, effect?
Yeah.
You're gonna click on effects. And then you're going to go to green screen. This is recorded, Alfred, don't worry.
Okay.
Green screen right here. So you're going to click on green screen. See that?
Yeah, I see it.
And now I'm going to pick that, the one that has the picture with the down arrow.
Got it.
And so what I do on my phone daily is I look at news. And if anything looks interesting, I just snapshot it on my phone. And then it pops up. See, now it changed the background.
Mm-hmm.
And now I can go here, the plus button, which was right on the top, and I can go through and I can pick this one when it loads. If it loads, it's trying to load. Oh,
This
couldn't.
is, you know, we should do a class about this. People, they don't know how to do a class in this, right?
Yeah. And so this is the one I'm going to do next because
That's
people are going to
awesome.
be pissed off on this one, which is
Oh,
great.
that's been a question that's popped up quite a bit in the last couple days in different
Yeah.
groups.
And so anytime I'm reading news and I know it'll captivate people, right? You know I'm going to be talking about it. So I move it over to 3 minutes and then I literally talk and I probably role play it 2 times and I shoot it probably 2 times fully. And then I feel kind of ready. It's like, ooh, I know what the hook is now, right? And then so I start off. It's like, would you buy a home in Florida after the hurricane? Do you think it's tacky? And something like that, right? And then I'm
Nice.
done and then I edit. And then that's it. And that's how easy or complicated it is. But this is recorded, remember, so you're fine.
And this would become a short, a YouTube short.
Yeah, this would become a short. I usually upload directly into TikTok first, right?
Oh,
And
wow.
then I upload it to Instagram. And then because my Instagram's connected to my Facebook, it automatically Facebook's performing really well for us. I don't know why it is. I'll show you. For some reason, you can't see the white behind this on some of these videos, but I'm going to show you anyway. So this is my Facebook. And the one I posted 2 days ago is already doing not too bad, right? 8,000. That'll probably pick up a lot more. The one I did just, 5 days ago? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 27,000. That's not bad. That's picking up. This one right here, you can't tell, but it says, this is why I hate the white background. I don't even know what the hell that
Mm.
one says. But the one that I
But
did 2 weeks ago is 200,000, right?
but look at your consistency. You don't you keep posting. It doesn't matter. Like you said, you might suck today, but tomorrow you did great, and then you'll suck a couple more days, and then you
Yeah.
do great again.
Yeah, man, and I can go back and tell you which one gained me client followers, right? Like this one did 59,000
Jesus.
3 weeks ago. The white backgrounds you can't tell,
Yeah.
but I know which ones on my end I could tell you. I think this one was like 187,000.
Oh, wow.
This one did 42,000. So you're gonna find a few all throughout. This one did 135,000. That's how it's just, dude, it's so consistent. I can tell you every week I'm gonna get one that hits 100,000 every single week.
And Facebook pays out too now, right?
Facebook does pay out too. They don't pay nobody pays as much as YouTube, not even close. So there you go.
Nice.
That's freaking awesome. And this 1 hour, I learned about Zoom Live, Power Up Blur on Follow Boss, and now CapCut. Look how many nuggets I just got. See,
The-
I write stuff down.
I love
people...
I love
This is
that.
amazing, man. I know we could all keep talking about these subjects because this is what we're into, but to the normal agent, we lose their mind span, right? It's crazy how agents have a
Yeah.
very short mind span.
Yeah, but I think when you look at, if you want to simplify this to the core, and I think it's about discovering what people are connecting with based on what you know. This is why I love STAY. Like if you can just start with that for 30 days, and you can go back 30 days later and then take a look at what performed well. Just like what I showed you on Facebook, I
Yeah.
can go back and be like, oh, this is how I know exactly. Here, I'll show you. This is how I know exactly why these videos, oh, I lost it. But you saw the videos that had like the numbers and the cities. That's how I know those perform well almost every single time. And I could,
So
yeah.
real quick, Tristan, just to bubble it up. So it's not about being on every single platform out there. If I was a new agent just starting, what would you tell me? Hey, Tristan, where do I go? TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Google. Where do you think I should go?
If you're on nowhere at
Yeah,
all, I would go to, man, if you're nowhere at all,
that secret agent that nobody knows about in Malibu. Where would he go?
I would go to
Where would
YouTube. YouTube Shorts.
YouTube Shorts?
YouTube Shorts, hands down, YouTube Shorts. If you're already on, where do you gravitate to when you wake up in the morning? Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. Wherever you gravitate to, that's where you're going to focus on.
Got it. I'm gonna write that down. So speaking about that, are we gonna go ahead? Today's October 10th. Are we gonna do a 30-day challenge with Robert?
Let's do it.
I love how you
Robert.
I love
I'm
how
gonna
you
do
throw Robert under the bus every time. It's like, Robert, listen, you've been slacking. Are we gonna do this invisible challenge or not?
Hey, me and Robert are like the pin and tellers of Zoom. All right. He doesn't talk. I do most of the talking.
We'll do a 30-day challenge,
Oh,
and we'll
good.
come back. We'll come back and see what type of results we got. And I know we're gonna get results. I mean, that's why we picked this topic. That's why we're here. I think the biggest takeaway for me today was consistency, right? I think that anything you do is gonna give you results as long as you are consistent. So if you're not consistent, don't expect results. And absolutely love the STAY acronym. I'm gonna put that into practice over the next 30 days with Alfred. Let's see how it goes. We're gonna hold ourselves accountable to that. I hope a lot of agents who are watching this do the same thing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Tristan. I
Thank
know again it took us a bit to get you here today. It was a lot of knowledge, a lot of golden nuggets that I got. I hope a lot of agents are gonna get them. If we get questions here, we'll be sure to send them your way. If anybody wants to talk to you and check out your stuff, where do they go?
Instagram's the easiest. I'm checking that like multiple times a day. So it's Tristan dot Ahumada. That's it. Tristan dot Ahumada.
Nice.
Instagram.
And guys, just so you know, he does reply. It's not a robot. It's him.
That's
Right?
true. It is me because I realized early on that I can't do everything. So I need to hire people to do those other things that I'm not too passionate about.
So you delegate the things that you're not passionate about. That's why when I try to reach out to somebody on Instagram, I don't text. I use my voice, and I ask them, "Can you reply back?" I did it to a couple people, and you'd be surprised the responses I get.
Good,
Hey,
huh?
I want to make sure there is them, right? Because there's a lot of fake accounts out there. I
That's
seen Tristan Rodriguez, Tristan Gonzalez.
That's
And
funny.
Tristan is going everywhere. He's in
That's
every
true.
country.
That's hilarious, man.
I said, "Is this Malibu kid Tristan?" Um,
That's funny.
Funny, man. But awesome, man. It's awesome always talking to you, man. You're always giving. That's why you do so good. And that's why I always gravitate to you. And I remember the last time I saw you was in Vegas when we had that talk. And I haven't looked back, man. It's super awesome to have you in front of me right now here in Rancho Chimichanga. I'm hanging out here at my house. Rancho Cucamonga.
We're talking about food, might as well, right?
Yeah, so at least hopefully I give you some nuggets with EPS. You want to
Yeah.
make sure you guys don't suffer from EPS, which is empty pipeline syndrome. Just like Trisha said, he has his own acronyms. I got mine, but awesome talking to you, brother. I can't wait to see you. Oh yeah, on our next Zoom, we're gonna talk about expireds. Remember?
Nice.
That's a topic that maybe we could talk about one day with you.
I love that. Yeah, I'd love to do that. I love expireds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. We love to have you back, Tristan. Got a ton of little golden nuggets we got today. We hope to get some more. We'll follow you. I'll start checking out your stuff. I have checked out your stuff in the past. You have given me a lot of ideas. really, always good to see what you're doing, what you're working on. So we really appreciate you spending this time. Again, it took us a bit of work to get you here, so we really appreciate you spending, an hour with us today. Hope to see you soon. Thank you so much, and we'll see you on the next one.